Yo, what is going on, everybody out there on the YouTube world, TikTok, Twitch? We are here back with another episode. If you don't know who I am Dom,
What's going on, everybody? It's Coquito.
and we are the Hot Take Podcast back with another episode. Coquito, how you feeling today?
I'm all right, man. All right.
That's good to know, man. What you drinking on?
I got some. I just poured up a shot already, but for some reason, I don't know what happened to my bottle. I drank it one day and I just don't know where's it at. So I had a little bar upstairs, so I just took a shot of I forgot the vodka name. One of the regular brand vodkas. I forgot which one it is, but
Okay.
yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know me, I got my Grey Goose over here.
Then now you got me wondering. I'm trying to remember the name now.
That's crazy. You don't remember what your liquor look like.
It's one of those damn. It's probably one of the most generic vodkas you can buy. Like it kind of got some blue to it.
Mm.
Wow, I'm gonna have to, now. I'm honestly about to look this up. Wow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see. Oh, Absolute. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something like I know it's like one of the most generic bottles you can buy. So yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm getting set up over here. But let's go ahead and get ready to hop into the show. We appreciate everybody that's in here now, walking in. So now let's go ahead and get these topics loaded up. Let's get this situated.
Yo, it's your boy Dom.
Yo, it's your boy Coquito, and you are watching the Hot Take Podcast.
All right. So first topic of discussion, I want to say congratulations to Drake. He won Artist of the Decade legend. Darius Status out there, man. Congratulations to Drake. Big vibes out there. Also, first topic of discussion is Bow Wow versus Soulja Boy in a versus battle. Before we hop into the playoffs, there's a lot of playoff conversation today, but Bow Wow versus Soulja Boy in a versus battle, man. Who you think winning that?
This one is actually a really good matchup. It's kind of a fun matchup, but I think definitely I think Bow Wow is gonna pull it off. I mean, of course, Soulja Boy just has the more trending, the more catchy, the more make you want to dance songs. But Bow Wow, I think in that era, I think Bow Wow definitely had it over him. So I see Bow Wow winning that versus battle.
Yeah, man. Me too, hands down. I think Bow Wow had way more hits. He had a bunch of good features on his in his time too. So I don't think Soulja Boy catalog reaching that far. Like you said with the trending songs. But other than that, I only could think of like maybe 4 or 5 songs Soulja Boy really got that you could really remember and be like, okay, yeah, that was a banger. But
yeah, and that's pretty much. I think only Kiss Me Through the Phone and probably Crank That is probably like the only 2 songs Bow Wow will probably have to worry about. Other than that, I think every song Bow Wow has beats him. So
yeah. Next, now we get to hop into the playoffs. So the first game of round 1 was the Bucks versus the Heat. Bucks wind up winning that game in OT. It was a very tough game, man. It was a good game overall. In general, who do you think is going to win game 2?
Well, that game was good, and it kind of went back to what I spoke earlier in the year on the Bucks. Is always that team when it comes down to the last shot. Chris Middleton is always going to be that guy to take that shot. I just don't see Giannis ever taking a shot like that. And more or less which is shocking was you would like to see him take a shot like that, especially with the game being tied. There's nothing on the line. If you lose, you just go to another OT. But definitely I think next game, I see Miami pulling it out. I feel like they played very slow. They bricked terrible. I mean, Bam and Butler played like complete shit. So I think they'll step up second game, and I think they pull one out in Milwaukee.
Yeah, man. That was a good game. I definitely thought the Heat would have won after that shot by Jimmy Butler, but Chris Middleton being Chris Middleton just doesn't seem to go away. But yeah, for Giannis, I don't think his game will ever change. I think when it comes down to Giannis, in the regular season he'll be shooting the ball more than he does in the playoffs because it's nothing really on the line, especially with knowing the Bucks. They have a playoff spot clinched already, but when it comes to Giannis, I think he's just going to be that all-around slasher until he retires because that's what he is. Now, of course, when he catches up with age, he's going to expand his game because you're not going to be as explosive as you are when you get older. So I think for now, for his run, I think he's going to be that type of guy until he gets to that age. But yeah, I think the Bucks will lose next game. Hopefully, when they do get eliminated in the future, they'll go to the free agency and try to figure out to go get that third wheel because that's what they really need. Of course, they got Drew Holiday, but I think they need another go-to scorer that's not Giannis or Chris Middleton or maybe like a Drew Holiday. But I think Miami wins game 2 for sure. Hopefully they can pull it off. I don't think their cold streak will be the whole series. I think it was just one of those games. But for definitely when they go to Miami, I think they'll definitely pull it out. No question.
Yeah, I mean this series definitely. I can see this series in 6 or 7. I feel like in this series is mainly gonna be whichever team just keeps that momentum rolling. But other than that, I just see them going back and forth, blow to blow.
Yeah, man, for sure. Next game after that was the Mavs versus the Clippers. Now, I know a lot of people don't really believe in the Clippers. I'm probably one of them. But the Mavs won game 1. Who do you think is going to win game 2?
This is another one. I think the Clippers are gonna win this one. I think the Clippers are gonna make the adjustments they need to make. I think they're gonna do a better job of putting Kawhi on Luka. And I'm probably putting Paul George on Porzingis instead. With those little adjustments, I think they'll pull this game out. Because first game they just had no answer for Luka. I mean, I think the biggest mistake was not putting Kawhi on because him guarding Porzingis, all it did was just help him stretch the floor more. So I think they make the proper adjustments, and I could see them pulling this game out.
Yeah, this series is definitely going to be revolved around coaching. You have a guy like Rick Carlisle who's probably a way better coach than Tyronn Lue. So I think he'll know the adjustments and what it takes to win this series against a team like the Clippers. The Clippers still don't know their identity. They have a Batman and Robin situation with Kawhi and Paul George. Of course, Paul George being Paul George in the series isn't going to help anything. But I just don't know how the Clippers could win a series like this. Of course, if you put Kawhi on Luka, that just opens the space for anybody else that Patrick Beverly is guarding. Now, of course, I'm not knocking Patrick Beverly as a defender, but you see he got exposed against Luka. But if you put it's like a bad matchup almost.
It kind of is, but I'll take a matchup of Beverly on Hardaway than Beverly on Luka, because I mean Luka is just showing it. Like he told him, listen, you too small. So I mean, if once they spread that court, and if he takes Beverly to the rack, there's no stopping Luka at all. I mean, you just not stopping. So I mean, I'll take Beverly over Hardaway. I think Hardaway is more of a shooter. I don't think he can really put the floor down and really drive to the basket as Luka can. So I mean, if I was the Clippers, I'll take a Beverly Hardaway matchup, and if Hardaway torches you, then it is what it is. But you just can't keep letting Luka do whatever he wants on that court.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for the Clippers. Can they pull it off? Yeah, absolutely. They got Kawhi, and then Paul George will have to be on too. But I don't think Paul George is consistent enough yet. So I think Paul George is just one of those guys that has to be on his own team. I don't think he goes well as a duo.
Yeah, I don't. I feel the same way about him as well. I think he's like, for example, like him. I honestly, I think he'll be a perfect fit for the Jazz. Like I feel like if him on the Jazz would just be a perfect just match made in heaven for him. So, but him and Kawhi, nah, they're too much alike. So
no, I think Kawhi is way better.
Kawhi is way better and more efficient, but just like player wise, like they're more of a what.
But yeah, after that game, we had a good one, boy. Well, at least one team in New York won, but we're gonna keep going. The Celtics versus the Nets.
I mean,
The Nets wind up winning Game 1. Who do you think's winning Game 2?
I mean, come on, the Nets is taking that in 4. I mean, I don't think the Celtics, I don't think the Celtics is even winning a game. So I don't even think they're gonna force overtime in one of those games. So yeah, I mean, GG's to the Celtics. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, man, they don't have Jaylen Brown, but I don't think that would have made a difference because this is the Nets team I was trying to tell people about when they acquired all three. I was like, man, this Nets team is going to be a problem. It's just too much offense. Harden was struggling, but it still looked like they were cooking so much. It didn't even notice it. You didn't even notice Harden was struggling.
Yeah, but it's just. I mean, the Celtics that just don't have any like matchups for nothing. Like it's just like at least I think any other team would at least have somebody that can semi defend at least one of those three guys. The Celtics just doesn't have just not anybody. I don't really see it, and it's a tough matchup for Tatum. So I mean, I just don't see them being able to guard any one of those three guys.
They got to give my boy Tatum some help out there, man. He out there doing it all, but it's just not enough. And they put up a good fight, which is not the bad thing. They put up a good fight, but overall, it's just
but I don't usually usually the problem is when you get matchups like this. Most of the times, it's when you get a team like the Nets and a team like the Celtics. I mean, they kind of play down a little bit to that team. I think we'll see the full Nets potential when they play a team in the second round.
Yeah, we'll see. So you said you got a sweep. I pretty much got a sweep too. Let's go ahead and hop into the next game. Trailblazers versus Nuggets, which is going to be an interesting one. But the Trailblazers, man, they was on fire Game 1. They was on fire, couldn't miss. Blazers win Game 1. Who you got winning Game 2?
This is a tough one right here. I don't know the way the way Portland played defense and did a great job of taking Jokic out of the game and kind of forcing him to try to get these other guys involved. It looks like that's going to be their game plan for all the games, however far it goes. Sadly, I think the Blazers can pull another one off. I think they can pull this one out again. So as long as they keep playing their style of basketball and keep the way they're going, shooting the way they can, if Melo keeps producing the way he is, at least giving them 15 to 17, even 20 points, I think they're going to be a really hard team to beat. Yeah,
man. Playoff Melo is back, and this is his moment, especially against his former team that drafted him. So I definitely think the Blazers could win this series, especially if you get an outing like for CJ McCollum, who probably really didn't have his best first game, but I think he can go off in any game, any moment. So I mean, this is probably another bad mismatch without Jamal Murray. So
yes,
I definitely think the Blazers are going to win Game 2. But hey, man, we'll see. We're going to hop into our first commercial break. We got a few more topics and more playoff games to talk about, but let's go ahead and hop into the first commercial break, and I'm going to try to send some tweets out.
All right.
The following commercial is brought to you by Green Gang.
Yeah. With the resub. I appreciate you, bro.
Teal. Show me teal. Show me teal. That's blue. That's blue. Give me Bellinger. Again! Oh my god! I fooled this guy twice! I fooled him twice!
Yes, sir. It's Obi Toppin season.
Oh my god, Prince, put your back into it one time for me, kid. Holy shit. Let's go, bro. What a fucking win. What a fucking win, bro. I read that slider, thank the heavens. Hey, they have the Prince animation, bro. Let's go!
Very valid comment there, sir.
At least I put it on there and I didn't say it.
Well, so we got to keep on moving on to the playoff games. After that, the Wizards versus the 76ers, man. This is going to be another questionable series, but 76ers win game one. It was a good outing for the Wizards. I'm not going to lie, but, they are streaky. So 76ers pull it off. What do you think win the game two?
I think 76ers also pulled this one out. I think the game was kind of close, even though Westbrook had an off night, which he's always bound to do once here and there in a while. I feel like the matchups is just a little bit tough from him. I think 76ers are just big in the guards position wise. Bradley Beal was just dogging. He was just doing him. But yeah, I think the Wizards will. I don't think they're gonna get swept, but I think game two, I think definitely the Wizards. I mean, the 76ers winning this one.
I'm gonna go with the dark horse. I'm getting Wizards to take game two. Now, of course, Russell Westbrook. This definitely relies on him, but I think if Russell Westbrook can have a good outing, I think he can win game two alone. Now, of course, the 76ers got shooters all over the place, but when you get a guy like Russell Westbrook that's explosive and that can get you a triple-double, and then Bradley Beal can carry for the buckets that, that when they go put the pressure on Russ, I just think the Wizards got the scheme to do it, but it all depends on how Russell Westbrook goes crazy. But for sure, I'm going to get them to take the game too.
And like I've been telling you, man, that boy Tobias Harris.
I already knew about Tobias Harris, but I still don't agree with you on the certain discussion that you say.
Well, I'm saying he's just an all-star. I feel like he's just an unappreciated all-star. That's all. That's pretty much all.
He's not an all-star. He's just a bucket getter. There's a difference. He's not an all-star. He's a bucket getter. He's just a bucket getter. It's just simple as that. He's a good role player. He knows his role and he goes out there and performs wherever he is. It's just simple as that. He's not an all-star though.
I don't know. I think the dude's an all-star. I think he's
only saying that because he's on the Sixers and they only got. If Ben Simmons was a shooter, I guarantee you wouldn't say that.
Yeah, but that's a what if though.
That's what I'm saying though, because we know that's what I'm telling you. That's his role. You know what I mean? Like he's a role player, so that's what he's going to do. When you get the ball, he's going to shoot. He's going to make it 75% of the time. He's been doing that even whatever team he played for. That's
what I'm saying. But that kind of what makes him an all-star though. It's like he's a guaranteed scorer that no matter what team he goes on, he's going to put up the numbers that he puts up.
Certified role player. Simple as that. He's just a role player.
I don't know. He must be the greatest role player ever then.
Yeah, he is. He's the greatest role player ever, especially for the 76ers. The greatest role player.
I don't know about
he's
that.
doing the same thing. He's just a role player to me. I mean, he's a bucket getter. There's no knock. There's no problem with that. But all-star, nah, he ain't no all-star yet. Going to go into the next game, the Lakers versus the Suns. Now, this one here, this might be the most questionable series out of this whole catalog because we don't know how this series may go. Now, of course, I said I want the Lakers to get knocked off, but the Suns, they got Chris Paul battling injuries. He's still coming back. The Suns arena was electric game one. One thing you like to see. And the Suns played like the better team. They actually got the win. Who do you got winning game two?
Yeah, this series, honestly, I'll say this is probably, and it might just be because LeBron James, but I think this might be like the best series to watch. Like if your favorite team is playing in the playoffs, other than watching your favorite team, I think this is the best game to watch. It's just exciting to just watch these two teams go at it. I usually don't bet against LeBron losing back to back, but man, this Suns team, I mean, I have them winning the series. They're gonna win the series, but I definitely have them winning game two as well. I think the first game they just completely bullied and just out hustled the Lakers in every aspect. That defense was clamping these boys up. Anthony Davis couldn't do absolutely anything. Obviously LeBron, I mean, I think he can score and do whatever he wants whenever he pleases, but they did a good job containing him. Andre Drummond is played like dog shit. And Ayton just absolutely was eating down there. So I definitely think the Suns win this series, wins game 2. But I also think it also comes down to hugely on Chris Paul, depending if he stays healthy and if he stays on the court, because if he's not on the court, he's not healthy, I think everything goes down south for the Suns. But as long as he's on the floor, I see the Suns winning.
This is a really good matchup. Wherever position you look at, like the Suns have so much talent on the team to go get you a bucket. They match up very well against the Lakers,
and they're
especially
deep,
in round 1.
And they're deep in the bench. That team is deep. So
one thing people really don't notice is that Cameron Payne got ejected. When Cameron Payne is hot, you know best. Cameron Payne will go out there and drop at least 20 to 30 points on you easily. Am I right, Coquito?
No, he didn't drop that much, but he just hit some bullshit 3. But it's like, but yeah, I mean, when somebody gets going, man, they're gonna hit a shot. So I think he's definitely one of those players on that team, along with Bridges. If those dudes get going, that team is tough to stop.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I can see them going up 3-1. But the thing is, can the Suns lose a 3-1 lead? Is that possible? It's very possible that the Suns can lose a 3-1 lead. I think that might be how this series goes. I think they go up and then they wind up losing the lead of the series and the Lakers take over at the end. Now, if the Suns win the series, yeah, it can go down to game 7. But if the Lakers win the series, I wouldn't be opposed of it. But I can definitely see the Suns winning this series too, man. No doubt at all. But yeah, man, definitely for sure. I see the Suns winning in the next game, man. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly gonna come down to can the Suns steal a game in the Staples Center? So I think that's mainly what the series is gonna come down to. If they can just steal that one game in LA.
Shout out to the Great Patriot on the YouTube side. What's going on? Hey, Electro, I don't know, man. Ayton's a bucket. Ayton can go out there and kill Drummond every. I don't know. They might have to switch that lineup up, man.
I think the Lakers. I think the Lakers. What they have to do, I think they have to start AD at the 5. Well, to match up with Ayton, I think they're gonna need. But I mean, listen. Also, give credit to Ayton. I think he played great defense on Anthony Davis as well. But I think we need. They need AD to start at the 5. Shout out my man Sporty.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't wait, man. I can't wait for game 2 of these games. We're gonna be doing this for the whole playoffs. We're gonna be talking about the whole playoffs of all the games that happen on the day. Well, it's the whole week, so we're gonna be talking about all game 2s after that happens. But yeah, for sure, I think Drummond should be coming off the bench for this series. I think if they want to have a better advantage, they have a mismatch in Drummond coming off the bench.
Yeah,
Drummond is like ring chasing at this point.
Yeah, I think Drummond can do great against what's his name? Dario.
Yeah,
I think he's a better matchup for Dario than Andre against Ayton.
Right. Yeah, man, 100%. Now, I know a bunch of people came in at the right time because it's now to talk about the game of the night. The game of the night. The Hawks versus the Knicks. Ooh, was everybody tuned into that one? Because I know I was. And before we get into it, I just want to worship the man at discussion, Trae freaking Young. We're going to worship this man for what he did in game 1. He shut up all the Knicks fans in the arena. But before we even keep going, we're going to let Coquito explain the game and how it went, man. Wait. Coquito, what's the problem? Why you looking like that? What's wrong?
Man, it ain't nothing, man. Listen. Oh, the Garden's always going to be lit regardless. Even if if the Knicks only won 10 games in the season, the last game of the season or whatever the case may be, the Garden's always gonna be lit regardless. That's never gonna change. I'm just excited that they at least finally let all the fans to get in. But I mean, listen, this is the series is how I expected it is going to go. I mean, we match up really well against this team. It even goes back to the regular seasons. I mean, I think we won just 2-1 between them. So it's very easily matched up. And then I think the last game we won, Trae Young got hurt. I mean, listen, it's two teams that are coming up that were completely terrible and then just had a great year this year. The way you got to look at it is like this, man. The Knicks lost by 2. We had a horrible start to the game. Randall wasn't even there. I mean, he just didn't show up today. He complained. I mean, he played terribly to that game. So, I mean, with all in all, everything that went towards the Hawks, even us still only losing by 2, and it took down to that last shot. I think that the Knicks are going to do a better job on the defense. I think they're going to stop trying to play on top of those screens, top of the pick and rolls, and at least let Trae Young and contest his shots more than just let him get free lane to the basket for either a hoop or a floater. I think Tibbs, honestly, as much as people want to blame Randall, I think this game fell on Tibbs as well. I felt like him making that substitution late down in the stretch. I mean, putting Ntilikina on in the court. I mean, at least put somebody that's been playing in the game. I mean, it's tough to take somebody off the bench that's been sitting down and now all of a sudden you tell him one-on-one, go ahead, guard this guy. So I think the Knicks are just going to do a better job. They're going to make the adjustments they have to. And Alex Burks was the closer for the Knicks. It should have known it was over at that point. I mean, Alex Burks. Listen, Alex Burks is that man could get you a bucket. I mean, he's not no knock. He's not no slouch. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's all gonna fall down to this team and Randall. I mean, listen, Randall's our MVP. So I said
and that's where the problem lies.
No, but I said our MVP. I didn't say not the MVP of the league. I'm saying he's the team. He's the Knicks MVP.
I know.
And we need him to play to his MVP standard. So
and that's the issue. I've been saying it time in and time out all year. Randall is not like that, bro. I was saying that this whole time, and he's went to his natural habitat in game 1 at home. At home, the biggest game probably out of the whole playoffs. Your first game in the playoffs for what was this, like 11 years? You go out there and put out a trash performance. You got Alex Burks outperforming you, and you're the starting team. That's embarrassing.
Well,
that is embarrassing.
But during the season, Alex Burks been our best scorer in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's just been like that throughout the season. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, this team is going to go as far as Randall goes.
Well, hate to tell you, y'all ain't going nowhere.
Listen, it's going to be a back and forth. It's going to be a back and forth game. That's basically just how it's going to be. It's going to go back and forth. I mean, obviously, you always want to win that game 1, but the same way they stole the game at the Garden, I think they could steal a game in Atlanta.
Yeah, that is true. Y'all could steal a game in Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. Atlanta can get rowdy too. They haven't seen the playoffs in a while, and they got bucket getters, man. But a wise bucket getter told me, man, get the ball to Emmanuel quickly and get out of the way. Emmanuel quickly will win y'all this series, hands down. Now we know D-Rose gonna get his numbers. Mm-hmm. That's no problem. But Emmanuel quickly, mark my words, will win y'all this series if y'all get the ball. But it is Thibodeau. So he is known for blowing series. I'm just going to let you know that now. So if you want to blame anybody, I agree. Let's blame Thibodeau because he will literally blow y'all this series when it comes down to these rotations. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, his rotation kind of was a little bit iffy. and game one. And listen, I 100% agree with Randall. I mean, I 100% agree with Dilly. I mean, we had a poor outing, and it took them to make that last second floater to win the game. So I mean, if we fix what we have to fix and we play the way we play, I see us definitely winning the series.
Yeah, and that's the issue. Like, nobody really expects the Hawks to win this series, but due to how the Knicks has been performing all year, nobody expects them to win. They're not even supposed to be in the playoffs. Let's just put that in there. They're not supposed to be there. Like, so for the fact for them to win this game,
but you can't even say that because the Knicks are not even supposed to be there anyway either.
Nah. The Hawks stink. The Hawks stink. There's no way that the Knicks should lose this series. I don't want to hear that Knicks supposed to be here. Nah, y'all hooped the whole year. So I don't want to hear none of that.
No, but so did the Hawks. If you look at the Knicks and the Hawks roster, there's pretty not much of a difference between the two teams.
Seriously.
There's not a difference between the two teams.
Seriously.
I'm 100% serious.
So who's the better team?
I think well, obviously I'm going to say the Knicks.
Everybody's going to say the Knicks.
Okay, but look at the matchups. Trae Young, they have the better point guard.
Okay.
Shooting guard, I guess I'll give it to RJ.
Yes.
Small forward, we don't have. Or instead you want to put Bullock at the shooting guard. And they're shoot Bogdanovic. I mean, that's really a toss-up. I'll take RJ. Now you got Randall and Collins and Clint Capella and Randall, right? Of course, I'll take Randall.
Everybody's taking Randall.
So okay, so now you got Clint Capella and Nerlens Wells. You're taking Clint Capella.
Capella's a good defender. He's not that offensive talent. He go get you buckets, but
neither is Nerlens.
Yeah, but we all know the Knicks for being a better team. Like, they got good depth. The Hawks got good depth, but they're not a playoff team. They're just not. They're not there yet. So they shouldn't win this series. They shouldn't even win game one. But that's all of the Knicks.
But no, 100% it falls onto the Knicks. But what I'm just saying is the two teams are pretty much the same. It's not like one team is completely better than the other. I mean, they're pretty much evenly matched up.
That's a bar, did you? I ain't gonna cap.
Capella's what Nerlens could have been. Yeah, I mean, Clint Capella is definitely the better center, and it showed as well. The dude was getting rebound without even jumping.
Yeah, man.
So,
who you got winning game two?
I definitely got the Knicks winning game two.
New York frauds. You ain't lying, Patriot. New York frauds. But who's gonna carry y'all to game two? Don't say Randall.
Well, I think Randall's gonna have a better outing. I think he's gonna have at least a better outing. I think Bullock will eventually hit his shots that he's supposed to. I think D Rose is gonna have a better game, also what he had. Alec Burks is just gonna consistently give you what he does. And I think they'll do a better matchup of feeding the offense at certain times through RJ, especially when Trae Young is on him. I mean, when Trae Young is on him, you just have to give that man the ball. Like, you just have to give RJ the ball, especially when Trae Young is on him. He's definitely too small, and RJ can just get a bucket whenever he wants. So,
yeah, hey man, like I said, y'all, I got y'all winning this series, man. It's the Hawks, man. It's the Hawks. Y'all can't lose this series. I mean, you could, but come on, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but like I told you, like, we're matched up even. Like, I mean, you watched us play each other in the regular season. It's completely honestly.
I even had. It was the podcast we did before y'all played that night. And I was like, y'all better not lose to the Hawks. I remember that.
And we was gonna lose until Trae Young went down.
That's just
so. I mean, listen, it's just on how you match up with the teams. That's pretty much all it is.
Well, look,
and 4 and 5, this is probably the even, huh?
I said I give you the benefit of the doubt. If it don't go your way, I'll be on the verge of blaming Thibodeau, if anybody, because I already know how Thibodeau's coach. So,
I mean, this definitely will show a lot of flaws into Thibodeau coaching, because like I said, I know Randall played horrible, but also I think Tib had an off day as well with the rotations and the people he had put in the game. So.
Yeah, so we'll see how that. Just a word of advice before we go into the next game: don't leave Kevin Huerter open. Just saying that. He is a bucket getter. You talk about everybody else on the Knicks and Alec Burks. Kevin Huerter
Oh no, yeah, I know. And listen, and it also came down to that one fucking lucky three that hit off RJ back, and the dude just grabbed the ball and just threw it up. So, I mean, listen, everything kind of went their way. They got that late foul call. I don't know how is that a foul.
NBA playoffs. What you mean?
But yeah, no, it's just a flop in Trae Young. That's what all it is. But I mean, listen, everything won their way, and they only won by 2. So I'll take it. It is what it is.
I hate to see the Hawks on a good day.
I mean, I think that's their good day.
I don't know. Can't tell when you play the Knicks.
I think that's their good day, pretty much.
All right. So let's go ahead and hop into our second commercial break, and then when we come back, we got 2 more topics, and then we're gonna go into the hot takes for Coquito. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be like maybe only 10 seconds, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Following content you're about to see is what is expected from the Hot Take Podcast.
Go by Dom.
What's going on, everybody? It's Coquito.
Casamigos Tequila.
Little bottle of Patron right here. Still in the proper 12. Kind of too bright, can't really see it, but yeah, it's a little bottle of vodka there.
Busted child. I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but there's a bunch of aunties and fire grandmas out there showing them their face when they wake up, and then how they bust it down when they put the makeup on. So I'm definitely with that vibe. Have you seen that yet?
I recently just checked it out.
Jordan Woods has just did the bust it down challenge, ladies and gentlemen. And Lord have mercy.
It's just incredible the thing that this guy is doing, and family nearly averaging a triple-double. But I mean, definitely my favorite Jordan moment is probably that switch hands, man, in the finals. I mean, I think people like really underestimate like how hard that move is. But I mean, definitely, like, for example, man, I don't see how Julius Randle is not on this list of all-stars.
Whoever wrote this, your mom's a hoe.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. Appreciate everybody that's still here. Appreciate the people that are joining. Shout out to you guys on both platforms. We appreciate you very much. Let's go ahead and hop into the last game. The Grizzlies won the play-in, and then they win game 1. Shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like I just know, man. I just know. Like, I predicted the win, and now they won game 1. It's like it's all going in my favor. So let me know who you think's winning game 2.
Now I think this series is really going to come down to Donovan Mitchell. If Donovan Mitchell comes back second game, I can see Utah winning it. If he doesn't come back, yeah, I think Memphis is easily winning that game. So I think mainly, I mean, my prediction is pretty much just depends on Donovan Mitchell. If he plays, I have him winning. If he doesn't, Memphis is definitely stealing another game in Utah.
I want Memphis to win this series. Gobert's just a big sloth, not defensive player of the year. And the Jazz, they got to get Donovan Mitchell out of there. I don't like the Jazz. I really don't. I don't think it's a good destination.
I think I'm with you on that. I think the Jazz it's a smoking mirror in the regular season. I think they're not as good as the record shows and people think they are.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't like Gobert at all. I just want the Grizzlies to get this series over with so we can move on. Everybody wants the Grizzlies to win, if we're being honest here. Ja Morant's a bucket. The depth we talked about with all these NBA teams, the Grizzlies is one of those teams with depth I mentioned plenty of times. I told Coquito on a few shows, they have so many shooters, man. Like, you can't leave nobody open. We literally just seen Dylan Brooks go crazy, and he's one of those guys. You got Grayson Allen, who can pretty much do the same thing Dylan Brooks just did game 1. Like, this Grizzlies team is so underrated, and it's so nice. You got Jaren Jackson, who can go get you 30 points from the free throw line because he just knows how to get contact. Mm-hmm. And then you got, like, Ja Morant. This team is very well coached. They got good depth, and they can go deep in the playoffs. It's only on them, man. Like, this Grizzlies team is really underrated, and they can take this playoff by storms if they keep the consistency for sure, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. This team is fun to watch, and it's fun to watch his team roll with John Moran at the head of it. So
Yeah, man. So you said you got who you got winning game too?
It's pretty much just depends on Donovan Mitchell. If he plays, I see Utah bouncing back and winning it. If he doesn't play, then easily I got Memphis winning it.
Okay. They Shannon Sharp to end it off. We that's all the playoff games. Shannon Sharp ended off with a phone call today. If nobody watched it, he called Julio live on TV to talk about these trade rumors, and Julio clearly stated he is out of there. He is not playing for the Falcons no more. Shannon Sharp threw in a joke. He said, "Do you want to play for the Cowboys?" He said, "No, he wants to win." Simple as that. So, let me know your thoughts on that whole situation, and where do you think he's going to end up?
Yeah. Well, I won't really say where he's gonna end up because that's kind of one of my hot takes.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, no, it's not more of a trade, but it's kind of I have a hot take on where he's gonna go. So I won't say it now, but you hear it in a bit. My whole thing on that was like I want like did Julio know that he was like on live TV or like because I mean the dude just flat out just said like, nah, I'm out of here. So
I forgot to leave out that the Falcons did agree to trade him, so they are on agreeing terms of moving him. The Falcons know that they won't get a first round pick for the veteran, but they know they can move him. So I think it's all on which team has the best deal available for the Falcons. But I know my phone's blowing up already, but I'm on this podcast. I don't know if I got the news already yet, but yeah, Julio Jones is out of Atlanta.
But so that's my whole thing. It's just now it's just gonna one like you said, what team is just gonna offer the best package and see where he goes. I mean, I already have in my mind where he's gonna go, but yeah, I mean, let's see what happens.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Hey, man, he wants to play for a winning team. You know where to go to, man. We made the playoffs last year, unlike the Falcons and the Cowboys. So if you want to land there, we got assets, but you know it's all good. We ain't gonna talk about it. Just saying. Look at this guy. Stick to the NBA, Bucko. Stick to the NBA.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's happening.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for Coquito's hot takes. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm always ready, man. Come on.
All right, you more ready than Julius Randle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Coquito's hot take. All right. What happened?
Nothing, man.
I see your air hug, man. I'm sorry. Come here. I'm sorry.
All right, man. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. First hot take: Suns in 5.
Nah, I already said it was gonna probably go 7. So
I mean, definitely the way the series is going. I mean, and LeBron never lost in the first round. I mean, eventually,
everything happened.
A streak has to end eventually. So,
yeah.
I think if the Suns play Suns basketball,
they can do it. I got faith in the Suns.
All right. Next one, you're gonna like this one. Memphis in 6.
Yes. If it could be 4, that'd be my favorite. But yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah, 4. I mean, 4 will be tough. But I think, like I said, I think I have Memphis winning the series, and I could definitely possibly see them winning in 6. That loss in AD if they don't wait up Suns in 5. Yeah, I mean, listen, everything is kind of going into the Suns' favor, so that's definitely a possibility right there.
Facts.
Next one, and I know you're not gonna like this one, but Philly is Embiid and Tobias Harris.
Nope.
As much as you want to say Embiid and Ben Simmons,
nope.
I think this team is gonna go as far as Tobias Harris and Embiid carries them.
As much as you mentioned Tobias, it's kind of crazy how you just mentioned one of the best shooters on that team. You forget to mention him every time.
Who, Seth Curry?
Seth Curry.
No, yeah, I mean that's fine, but to me, that's the role player on that team.
Wow,
that's the role player on that team.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But, I mean,
I feel like if Seth Curry's not on there, he's definitely a very big piece on that 76ers team. Really is. He doesn't get enough credit.
But that's the same way how I feel about Tobias Harris.
Everybody knows Tobias Harris is a role player. He gets his buckets. But Seth Curry is another good role player. They all have good role players. You say Embiid and Tobias. No.
But okay,
Ben Simmons is there for
so
defense.
all right. So look, but just look at this. If Tobias doesn't have the game that he had, 76ers don't win that game.
Tobias is not going to be like that every game.
I think he's gonna give you at least 25 to 26 a game in that series.
Too much faith in him. Too much faith. He's a bucket getter, but that's too much faith. Too much faith.
Listen,
too much faith.
I'm sold on that man. I'm sold on him.
You sold on Randall, and look where he got you. Listen, 6 for 23. That's what you got to wake up. You got to wake up.
It's one game, man. It's one game. It's one game. But yeah, definitely I think those two are going to be the main reasons this team goes far. Of course, I mean it's not only two players on the team. There's other people, but I think definitely those two. If those two keep on with their game, I think they're going to be really tough to beat. And I think what's good is I think Tobias Harris gives the Sixers a layaway for if Ben Simmons have the type of games that he has. That it's like, I mean, playing great defense, can't really get a bucket, maybe a putback here and there, and pretty much that's it. But,
sure enough.
Now we're going to the NFL. The Titans will go 8-9 and miss the playoffs this season.
You know, I've said on a few shows that I did and yesterday that the Titans is going to take a step back this year. I said the Titans is always they've been on a high horse for a long time. They always been a good team, and it's not going to last forever. You can even look at the Patriots as a great example. The Patriots has been on the run for a while, and then all of a sudden it comes down to an end. You got Derrick Henry, who's the best running back in the NFL. He's not going to be the best running back every year. And I think them losing pieces on that defense and then they losing weapons on offense is going to take a toll on Derrick Henry. And I think this is the year they take that fall. And I think they're going to probably win only 8 to 9 games. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that was mine as well. Like looking at this team, and I mean, I'm pretty sure they got to change an offensive coordinator. He loses his basically his, you could say 1 to 2. I mean, he's pretty much his second option, but 1 or 2 his option. He loses the wide receiver. They lost pieces on that defense as well. I definitely see them struggling this year and not making the playoffs. So now to the Julio. So I didn't want to say my prediction on where he's gonna go. Julio will end up with the Bills.
Nah. I don't know if it's gonna be the Bills. I just don't know. I mean, it could be the Bills because he said he wants to win, but it's tough to see where he lands, man. There's so many good teams out there that can go get you a win. But Bills could be a possible landing spot, but I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty much, it comes down to the Bills will probably give him a great position to win. I think they're in need of that wide receiver like Julio. Yeah. And like you said earlier, I mean, to get a player like Julio and not give up as much as that you have to give up, no first rounds. I think the Bills would easily do that without hesitation because that team is already pretty much set. So, I mean, they can kind of afford to give away however many picks it costs to get him. So, I could see him ending up in the Bills.
Yeah. Electro said Ramsey's recruiting him to the Rams. I mean, Henry's working out with him, but I mean, I don't say nothing. He said that's a good one because see the Bills or Dolphins from that division real cheap for a few more years. I mean, the Dolphins not in winning mode though. I don't think the Dolphins is going anywhere this year. But the Bills, if he was to go there, man, that'd be a scary trio. Guy here, Diggs, Cole Beasley in the slot, and then Julio on the opposite side. Could be nice.
And then you got Josh Allen. The dude can get him the ball. So, yeah. I mean, that would be a scary sight for the NFL if he ends up there. So,
I think the Dolphins took a step back. Then they lost their coordinator. And it's a lot to the Jets. So I don't know if they're going to be the same. Don't know if they're going to be the same. So they did take a step back. Like they do have a good cornerback core. but their
Really
linebackers and safeties did take some damage. So then we don't even know how Jalen Phillips is going to play. That's another big a big if for the Dolphins defense, which was one of the reasons why they went so far. So they're a big question mark. We don't know how they'll perform. Not knocking that they will have a good season, but it's also a big question mark.
I mean, that division is going to be tough this year.
Yeah,
it's going to be a really hit and miss games on when they play each other. They say, well, damn, this team should have won, but when those 4 teams play each other, man, it's going to be
the
extremely
Patriots
tough.
that's back to normal now. Look like they got a whole bunch of weapons.
Yeah, and
I
they
don't
get
think
high
the
tower
Dolphins.
back.
I don't think the Dolphins can match up with the Patriots. Just saying.
No, I mean the way I look, to be honest, how I look at it, I have Bills winning division, I have Patriots in 2, Dolphins 3, and then I have the Jets obviously coming in last. I mean, you never know between the Dolphins and the thing. One of them could either flip flop. So, but definitely 1 and 2, I have Bills and Patriots. I think the Patriots getting Hightower back is still probably going to have one of the best defenses in the NFL, and especially with that 2 tight end wideout, I still think they're going to be a tough team to beat. So,
yeah, man, 100%. Like the Dolphins don't got nobody that can match up with Henry and Jonnu Smith. Nobody on that team can match them. Jonnu Smith is like probably one of the best tight ends in the NFL. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes, but that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, I'm pretty much it. Yeah.
Who was QB1 in New England? You still got Cam Newton. Why would you use Stidham? It's Mac Jones or Cam Newton.
I mean, to start right now, I think Cam Newton is going to be the starter. I think Mac Jones will probably eventually get in there, depending on how it goes. But I think as of right now, I think the Patriots and Bill Belichick is going in with Cam Newton as their starter.
Yeah, so I mean, Cam looking good in those OTAs too. You forgot he signed? Oh yeah.
All right after the kick on. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
That's that kid that don't know nothing. Just be talking.
Yeah.
Sound like digital. Just be talking. Don't even know. He's like, or what? Forgetting that you at his camp, like to learn from him. Like what? Kid's crazy. Some ghetto kids, man. Them ghetto kids. Let's go ahead and pull up. It's a nice little lengthy episode.
Yeah, I already got mine's right here.
Just hope that the Knicks don't lose the next game because it'll be even better for me.
Listen,
you better not lose, Coquito.
Listen,
don't lose.
But this
see how toxic I was game 1.
But this is what you have. But listen, you have to keep the same energy if the Knicks win as well.
I will because it's not my team. I won't. I don't have a problem with cheering y'all on for winning the game.
But I mean, listen, like we said, it's gonna be a long series. So I mean, pretty much, I'm not until a team wins 4 games, then. But until then, whoever's winning, listen, it can go anyway. So as of right now, I'm just taking the game at a time, and until it's over, it's over.
Sounds like a worried fan taking it the game at a time. I hate it here.
It's
disgusting. A worried fan talking about taking it a game at a time. Like, nah, you gotta be like, nah, we out here. We finna come back and win this series. We are gonna win against the Hawks.
We are gonna win the series, but
disgusting.
Listen, I mean,
disgusting.
Just keeping it real, man. That's it. Just keeping it real, man.
Anywho, I tried to keep it real with you all year, but you kept knocking it off. Where's the All-Star? Most improved. He's an MVP votes.
I mean, but he is though.
Okay, he didn't show up.
I mean, he didn't show up.
When y'all find Randall, you talk to me when y'all find Randall.
I mean, listen,
right?
he didn't show up. That's fine. But everything I said is true. He's a finalist for the MVP. He made the All-Star. The only thing was he just didn't fall in the top 3 for MVP.
Which is correct. He shouldn't be up there.
I don't know what those guys went off.
Send an alert out for Randall. When you find him, you find me.
All right. I mean, he's gonna show up game 2. That's all I gotta say.
It don't help for the Knicks fans to be out there yelling at Trae Young, all these insults and stuff like he's not a bucket getter. Like,
but that's just New York in general. It doesn't matter if it's the Knicks. I mean, the Yankees are known for doing that. So, It's just New York in general, though.
Terrible. And that's one of the reasons why y'all can't do that, because the fans, but it's the fans. The fans be getting y'all in terrible predicaments every time. Terrible.
We're just a passionate group, man. That's it.
Y'all too passionate, because then when you lose, you're like,
yeah, but you understand when a team is not good, and then when they show you at least some hope, I mean, it's all or nothing, man.
I don't see it.
It's all or nothing. But listen, we can all agree when the Knicks pass, when they get past the Hawks, I have no expectations after that. That's it. My expectation for the Knicks is getting past the first round, and that's it. I'm just letting you know. I'm throwing it out there right now. That's it. My expectations is getting out of the first round. That's it.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't.
So that's your finals for you, getting out the first round.
Yeah, I'm fine with that because listen, this team is not ready for a long playoff run. They're not ready. They're not ready for it. So I'm happy we're getting out the first round. How come we ain't talking about Phil?
Who's Phil?
Who the fuck is Phil?
Don't know, but let's go ahead and take our shot before it goes south. I feel like he's about to have one of those corny jokes. But cheers. All right, y'all. We out of here. We appreciate everybody that tuned in.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Oh, Phil Mickelson? Yeah, that's golf. He's the GOAT of golf. Well, he ain't nothing to talk about. We all knew he was gonna probably win.
Oh, yeah. And it was crazy because he was like I think he was like a crazy underdog or something like that for him to win it.
Imagine Phil's being the underdog.
But shout out to Phil.
I'm about to send y'all to the karaoke machines of MLB, the Butcher Bros. I mean, I laugh every time I play it. One of them played the guitar too, which is actually pretty fire. He said he's almost as old as Dilly. I hate it here, but we appreciate y'all. Y'all let them know that we sent y'all.
Look at my man.
Show us some love.
Reckless in the IRL playing basketball.
He's playing basketball IRL?
Yeah, he's shooting around.
Oh God. By himself?
I guess him, his wife and his kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune in.
He got a Knicks shirt on. Can't stop New York Knicks.
Yeah, I'm not going in there. I changed my mind.
Oh shit.